welcome back to another episode of Boys Love in the Big City. We are recapping episode 3 this week. And Boys Love in the Big City.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good week. No tears.
No tears were shed.
I did actually cry. I teared up a bit, but only because this episode was so sweet.
Yeah.
At one part that I was like, ooh.
But now I'm starting to, now that we know that like there's, I think, the same director for every pair of episodes, because that's how it was intended to be released. Mm-hmm. So I'm always like, the odd number episode will be like a lead, a mini first act, basically. Mm-hmm. That'll arc in the second, its following episode. So we're in the honeymoon phase.
Of this new man.
So I'm really scared what episode 4 will bring.
Mr. Yoonsu.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Are you okay? Are you doing well?
No.
I like this new hoodie.
Thank you. It was one of my doom spending purchases.
Oh, what's there to be doomed about?
Oh, the fall of our nation.
Let's talk about this fucking BL. Goyoung finds out that his mother has gotten a uterine cancer diagnosis.
Yeah. Right away. The cold open is him checking out a man and then got interrupted by his mom.
And it is, spoiler alert for something we're going to talk about in a minute.
It's not him.
It's just another man.
Yes.
He looked similar.
But it was not him.
Okay. So he's cruising at the perk.
He's just cruising at the perk.
Because he's a runner now.
Yes.
Goyoung's a runner.
Goyoung gives me like, I'm going to try something new just to kind of like, see, maybe this is my personality.
But this is like a really good way, I think, of doing the like, because the show is going to take place over a span of time.
Totally. It
is smart to be like, as you grow,
you try
different things just because you're like, maybe this is who I am now.
Yeah.
And I am less of that. There are some people who are fully like this. Like they'll be like, oh, I knit now. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you didn't knit 5 minutes ago.
Go ahead, say it. Say what you want to say. That I'm that.
Oh, you? I don't think you're like that at all.
You think I'm not?
No.
I think you do.
No, I guess you are, but it's very specific niche things. Like, it's not like, what I'm talking about is like people who are like, I'm going to pick up tennis now.
Oh, okay.
Or I'm going to like do a new hobby.
Yeah.
Yours will be like, I decided I'm doing a new video game today.
Yeah.
Like, that's not necessarily the same thing I'm talking about. We know many people who, fell into the pickleball of it all.
Oh, the pickleball.
Bitch,
the pickleball.
bitch.
The pickleball, bitch.
We were talking about pickleball at work because there are recently some tennis courts that got converted to pickleball courts.
And I was going to say, I mean, you're in the people that work in your industry.
And I work with a lot of whites.
Yeah, it's giving they like pickleball.
Yeah.
But it's like
but one
all
person
ages,
was like,
right?
One person was like, oh, I can't stand pickleball. It's like
just
tennis
play
for dummies.
tennis, yeah.
And I was like, I can just be whatever it is. It doesn't actually matter.
Well, I mean, originally pickleball was meant for like seniors.
Yeah.
So that they can play.
Well, I thought pickleball was also, isn't pickleball the game that like in the 80s
tennis?
You would play in the gym? Like two guys would be in the gym and they would hit it against the wall.
I think that's racquetball.
No, that's not racquetball. So she's got uterine cancer. He finds out. This is
okay. Before we introduce his mom, what were you expecting her to be?
That's a good question. I really wasn't expecting her to be a character
I know,
in
me
this
too.
show.
I know that they kind of like bring it up in the first episodes of like, oh yeah, I moved out from my mom's place.
Yes. And that's why I thought I was like, oh, so we're never going to see her.
But the book starts, I haven't started it yet, but when I was flipping through the pages, when I was flipping through the pages, the first chapter is like, my mom just got diagnosed for cancer.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So I think it's been a diagnosis. I mean, they say it in his little narration.
Yeah.
But like she's been dealing with this, but now it's like gotten bad.
Yeah. So I did not really expect her to be a character, so I did not have an interpretation of what I expected her to be.
Right.
I didn't think that she was going to be... I didn't think they had a bad relationship because I think that would have been a way he connected with Mie on the way that she has a bad relationship with her mom.
Right.
So I feel like that would have been addressed if he also experienced a bad relationship.
Yes, that's true.
But so I didn't think it was going to be bad, but I just figured it was like they just aren't whatever.
I mean, I think
It's not.
inherently, like you're living a lascivious lifestyle in Seoul. There's bound to be some sort of conflict, especially since he was like, I don't want to go home.
Well, but I don't
When I
think
was still living
he's not from the province, right? Like, is he from
From the
Seoul?
city. I think so. I mean, they
It
showed
seemed-
a flashback when he was little that he was in the city.
That seemed like it was the city. Because I think of like, there is this idea, I feel like because America has way more suburbs than like literally every other country on earth.
Right.
That I think that like the idea of your kids going to college and then moving to the big city is like, that is the like,
That's
they're
the goal.
becoming.
Yes.
Well, on one hand, it's
Right.
like, that's where the money is, right? We talked a little bit about this when we
Itse.
did Itse, how you go to Bangkok because that's where the opportunities are.
Yeah.
So there is like a little bit of that, but to some extent, I think the suburbs still see the cities as the den of iniquity.
Yes. It's Sodom and Gomorrah, bitch.
It's Sodom and Gomorrah. So there is a little bit of like, I know what you're getting up to there.
I know what you're getting up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't know if that was going to be the energy. Whatever I thought or had a preconceived notion of in terms of his mother, it is not what is.
It's not what
portrayed
we
on
ended up
screen.
getting.
But it is 100. It was so believable the minute
It
I
was
was
so
like,
believable that you are the son of that woman.
100%. She is so dramatic.
I mean, even in his mannerisms, I was like, oh, I see now how you learned that. I think at first I just thought it was like affectations of like being gay.
Can I say the funniest
but
part?
it's like fully like, oh, you watched a woman be dramatic all your life.
100%. Also, I think it's extremely telling. His mother is a matchmaker. I was like, this is everything. This is all of the clues are right here.
Yes.
The funniest part of this sequence of her like getting treatment for her cancer was she goes under in the operating room and she's like, please, I don't want to go under. I want to experience the pain like Jesus did on the cross. This is genuinely one of the funniest things I've ever seen. This is one of those like perfect. It tells you every single thing about a character.
Absolutely. It's such good character writing.
It's so good.
And also, like, we had to pause it pretty quickly because, like, now we're 3 episodes in and they are really handling the absurdity of life in such a, like, specific way that doesn't feel like, oh, it's over the top. Like, it is over the top, but you're watching it and be like, no, this happens in real life. You know what I mean?
It somehow is managing to thread a needle in a show that feels extremely realistic, right? Like there's no presentational style to this show.
No.
There is really no nod or wink at the
watch them do a
audience.
fucking dream sequence in like episode 6.
Maybe.
and
I mean,
ruin us.
they could, and I would buy it. But this show on the surface is like very, very realistic and natural. But the situations that we keep finding ourselves in are just one step more than like normal.
Yes.
And like obviously that's conflict, right? Like that's how you write any drama, but it's so goofy. And the way the characters take in all the things that are happening is through a humor lens.
Yeah.
So it's, and that, like, when we studied acting, oh my God.
Here we go.
I'm so
you brought
sorry.
this up in the reaction, so I knew it was going to come up in the analysis.
In this book that we read in college, which a lot of anybody
Michael
who is
Shirtliff's audition.
the guideposts.
And you can purchase a copy here on our bookshop.
Probably
link.
for like
Affiliate
$12
link,
or something. One of the guideposts of acting is like finding the humor in this in the situation.
In any scene,
because humans try to find humor in that. We do not all walk around constantly looking for the most dreary aspect of our lives. Like the way we get through is by being like, wasn't that funny that this thing happened? And I think this show is very good about also doing that with like, what is the funny way that we can get to like talking about his mom having like a battle with cancer, but still have a levity around the situation that is like, this is ludicrous.
Right.
While so we're able to discuss like the true, like the ultimate raising of the stakes, which is like death.
Yep.
But we're still able to like laugh at the circumstances that the death is surrounded by.
Yeah.
She's not dead yet, by the way. I'm pretty sure she's going to die.
It's coming.
That feels like it's
That
like
feels-
the shoe's going to drop.
Yes. Chekhov's cancer, bitch.
But listen, if she makes it, good for her.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
It's that thing of like when you hear someone has cancer and you immediately kind of feel like
Well,
just
you
a human reaction.
first you say
of-
what kind?
yeah.
Yeah.
You immediately feel like empathy, sympathy, right?
It's the
like,
same thing when someone dies too. You go,
Yeah.
how'd they
Well,
die?
How did they go? Yeah.
And it's like,
that-
it doesn't change.
it doesn't change
the
anything.
circumstance. They're dead.
Yeah.
But there's something about the
we have like an innate need to like sympathize and like be sad, but for
Yeah.
the person who is going through it, you have to go through any sort of trauma or whatever with kind of like levity, and you do have to laugh about it at some point because it's like how
And I think
can't
there's-
live in sad.
I think
you
some
know?
people do have more like I have a darker sense of humor.
right.
So I think that is like
Yeah.
for those people for sure. But just in any situation, I feel like people just try to find what's funny about
I
it.
mean, like, my mom literally had like 2 of her vertebrae pop out, and she was making jokes on the phone as if she was like, "Yeah, I mop so damn much in this damn house." Blah 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 blah. I'm like, your spine is.
Wild.
She's fine, by the way.
You
but
want to
she
know a
literally-
medical anomaly that's funny is when RJ's dad found out that we were dating.
and had a gallbladder attack
Yeah, he had to go to the
on
hospital.
the spot. That's what I'm saying. That my family is also very dramatic in that way.
I just want to be clear. RJ's dad was so shocked RJ was gay. Couldn't believe.
Couldn't believe
No, surely not.
my Tom.
My son. We are now past the first note that I have written down here. So he has joined a philosophy club.
Yes. Mie kind of gave him advice of like try new things.
Yeah.
We don't
Do
see her, by
something
the way.
useful with-
She's
not in this
anecdotes.
episode, yeah.
Yes. She's anecdotally brought up.
So
He joins this little class.
he joins
At
this little
first,
philosophy club.
they don't say it's philosophy club or class.
No,
They just say
they actually don't say it until like halfway through
until
the episode.
he's yeah. But it starts just these like faces of people in the class.
I'm gonna say this. It's very Rent. It's very life support.
Well, that's what I thought it was. I was
That's
like, oh,
what I
this
thought
is
it
a
was
queer
too.
book
Especially
club.
because we have now been informed where the show is heading. So I was like,
Oh.
it's not that yet.
Some
We don't
sort
know.
of.
I don't know.
I literally thought it was queer support group. I thought it was queer
Yeah.
book club actually.
I
'Cause
thought it
that
was
was-
queer book club. Yeah, yeah.
Because everyone was like, I am non-binary, asexual. I go
This is
by
that
bubbles.
first one.
This is the first one.
Also, I'm trying to figure out, were they supposed to have like aliases
I think so.
or like creative?
I think it's just
names.
aliases. Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what the point of that would be, and it was like maybe because
I don't know if it's
Korean names have like the names are formed from meanings.
for meaning, so they're saying their
So-
meaning name.
No, but they're so to strip away like I am not this here's what
Oh, gotcha.
represents me
Right,
and who
right,
I
right.
think I am
Right.
because they're all about like philosophy
Philosophy, yeah.
currently. That was my guess. It's actually just gonna be like, oh, the teacher just likes
The
having
teacher was just,
aliases or whatever.
or it's like this is for a night class, it's a thing.
yeah,
But everyone had a pseudonym. His was Blueberries,
of course.
of course.
He's a writer. He's
a
a published
writer.
author.
Yes.
Japanese. Mr. Man comes in. Mr. Bad
A
Boy comes in
mysterious
late,
man comes in late.
and he.
The first thing we like see is like he has a tattoo on his arm right here, and he's just like bad boy vibe.
Bad boy vibes. Leather
From the-
jacket. Bad boy vibes.
Even though he's not like riding a motorcycle, he just feels like a bad boy.
yeah.
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 He's actually wearing like really frumpy clothes.
His name is yoonsu. We find out.
Yoonsu.
So after the class.
Well, in the class, he just
Oh right.
asks if he can drink the rest of his
Americano.
and he just does it.
And he just does.
A man who just takes what he wants.
So they leave the class, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna take you out to
I owe
the
you for
cafe
that
because
coffee."
I drank your coffee for you." So they go out to the cafe, and it's weird.
There's attraction, but you can't tell. You can't
they're
tell.
so good at playing
They're
it
so
that
good at
you do not know.
I know.
Which I think is like, there's actually no nods to which way the coin's
Yoonsu
going to fall.
yeah. Which I think this feels like the most accurate depiction of like what it means to be gay in Korea. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels
Yeah.
like it's less obvious, right? So you have to like do these hints or like just spend time with them, and because like it's a very fraternal culture, so like all men just hang out together. Men will just like do stuff together. But if you're gay, it's like, okay, but why is he asking me?
Right.
Is there a
it
hidden meaning?
Completely, yeah. So they go out to the coffee. It's really awkward that he's giving one-word answers.
Yeah.
But then he says like, "Oh, you were so cute." Isn't that when he says it? Yeah.
He was like, oh, because he says, oh yeah, it's my first time at the philosophy class. And he was like, oh, I see. Yeah, because I would have recognized a cute face like yours if you'd been coming before.
Yeah. And Go Young is like, excuse it? Sorry? But also, Korea,
Yeah, I mean,
they
the guys
do
were just like,
comment
wow,
on
you're so
visual
pretty.
appearance.
Wow,
yes.
yeah.
In a way that we do not here.
So, what does any good gay man do when faced with a situation like this? Go to his Judy's.
Go to his Judy's. So he goes to his friends because they're trying to figure out if Yoonsu is gay. He brings up a couple things that have happened since then. He brings up that they went and had pork backbone stew. He's like very into like super traditional foods.
Korean foods.
And like knows everything about them.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about this backbone stew dinner.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
He's like, he's going off on this backbone stew, right? Looks
Sure.
great. Looks tender.
It's not the only back he's gonna be going off on. Sorry.
He probably top, right?
Girl, be serious.
Please, go young. Diva. Sis.
He's already been like a size queen.
That's true. Basically explains the history of pork backbone stew and why it's important to like Korean history and society. And
He did.
he
It
did.
was very informative.
Yes. Adam, is this something you typically do?
So much. No, I don't.
So you don't just
No. I don't.
So you don't just like while we're
No.
while we're sitting at the airport, just be like, do you know how airport runways are made? They use the wind and see the wind direction. You just love you because you are a person who loves to know information, and you're so excited you can't help but share.
I can't help but share. It's true. I love knowing something and then being able to share that knowledge with someone
Yes.
else because I think it's interesting. So I automatically assume everyone else has
would
the
also think
same
it-
level of interest.
But would you consider yourself like a know-it-all, like personality-wise?
I think I come off that way for sure. I don't think I am.
I don't think so either.
But
you don't know it all.
I know I don't. As it has been evidenced on this channel. But I do think that I, in my zealousness to share, it does feel that way.
It comes off that way.
For sure.
What I have noticed, I surround myself with a lot of types like that. Because I've
You have a
noticed
lot of learned friends.
I have learned friends that like to learn. And
We're friends with at least 3 doctors.
I know.
Sorry, PhDs.
PhDs.
Yeah.
So
Do we have any doctor friends?
we did it in Orlando. Remember?
No. Who?
No. Gay.
Who's gay?
We watched Drag Race with him.
Oh. Yes.
Yes.
That wasn't his name.
Yeah.
Okay. Porkbag yoonsu. The other thing that happened is they're like, I don't think he does.
Yes. And then he was like, well, this one thing happened. And then they just show us a scene of the two of them standing outside his house. Silent. Just like standing like.
Well,
to show that like he walked him home.
Yes.
But like didn't do anything.
He walked him home. The other thing I want to note was that they do a really good job of he walked. It was raining, so he shared the umbrella with him.
Shared an umbrella.
And then they were at a point where they showed that he was tipping the umbrella toward Go-young, which was leaving him wet.
What?
Which I think is like, that's the indicator that he likes you.
Yes. If out of all of these signs, that would be the one that I feel like would
100%.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
if it was like, he's
like
younger, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
I would
still
be like,
don't think
just take this
do
umbrella. Let's walk over to a convenience store. Let me buy one.
Buy an umbrella. Yeah. So.
What did the Judy say?
They
say, who cares?
Yeah.
He sounds like a boomer.
There's no answer.
Oh, Vince called him a boomer.
But then his mom calls him. So he's got to go. His mom is like, we need to go on a walk. They go on this walk, and she the whole time is like, I'm gonna die. This is when the bells and whistles in my head are screaming like, oh, it's happening in the next scene.
Yes, yeah.
Or on the walk.
Yeah.
Who knows what's gonna happen?
I was like, it's about to happen literally right now.
He just keeps, and they keep setting up with him being like, Mom, shut up. Like,
yes.
Shut up. Okay? This is when we learn about the fact that his mom is a
matchmaker. Make me a match.
Find me a fine.
Catch me catch.
Mm-hmm. Night after night in the dark, I'm alone. So find me a match of my own. She is a matchmaker. She thinks getting married is the answer to the problems in life, which is ironic because
flashback. She
did not have a successful marriage.
Yes.
His dad was leading a double life. So she was the original wife.
She was the original wife. They find him and he is happily playing badminton with another woman. Go-young was like, I've never seen my dad smile like that ever in my life.
Yeah.
He looked so happy. And as a kid, I really liked the kid performing because the kid was like happy. Like he was like, oh my God, look, it's him. And he's happy. But then obviously he gets yanked away by his mom. And his mom...
That's when she filed for divorce. And I assume went full devout. That would track to me.
That tracks to me because she is, I mean...
But it is... I don't want to necessarily comment on her... It feels performative.
It feels performative, right? Mm-hmm. It feels like she's just saying the things.
Correct.
And like saying it to her clients to be like, this is the way of the Lord. You're going to find, blah, 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 blah.
Correct.
But it doesn't feel like she's going to church.
No. I mean, she probably is.
But like, it doesn't feel Bible thumpy. She does pray a lot, but the praying is always like, please,
it is
Lord.
Always in front of someone to be like, this is how you can this is how you can say what you want to say while being like, I'm just praying.
Yes, I'm just praying. Please
let my son get
married because he's a fucking stupid ass.
Yeah, he should have been a doctor, and yet he's a fucking writer.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, this is my MVP performance. She is so good in this role.
She's so good. It's so sharp.
It's so
It's
funny.
So sharp in the way that you know that's the only sharpness that mom can get away with.
100%. When they show the next time that she's on the screen, and it's the phone call, and she sounds like she's on her deathbed. She's literally
dying. She's like, I can't believe my son won't even bother me.
He's hungover. So you're like, he's going to miss her on her deathbed. And then you cut to a shot of her, and she's putting mascara on her bottom lashes. Like,
she's literally like, I can't believe you wouldn't even visit your own dying mother. I can see the light right now. She's literally like, I can hear God.
It's so good.
Putting on makeup, sitting up on her bed.
It's incredible. Also, I love the fact that it's so funny. I love the fact that the hotel room or the hotel room.
Hospital room
has like 8 beds in it.
Yes.
So there's just 7 other people being like, this woman is so
insane.
obnoxious. I hate her.
The Ajumma next to her is just like,
take me, God.
please. Oh my God. But then when she calls him and he comes, he just sits there next to her.
Yes.
They don't talk.
No.
He just sits next to her. Do you know what this reminds me of, Adam? My mother. She will find any excuse just so that I could sit in her home doing absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing, you guys. I will sit at home doing nothing. And that would be her dream. She would die happy. She said
that's what she wants us to. She wants us to move to the Philippines just to do that.
Yes.
Just to sit.
And you know what? These 4 years.
One of the things we learn about yoonsu is that he is a futsal player.
And with Adam, what's
an intramural league?
And Adam, what's the difference between futsal and football?
I don't know.
You do know. It just didn't retain because
no, there's like more players.
More players, shorter. It's shorter. The ball is denser.
The ball's heavy. That's not like actual descriptions of like how. That's not a summarization of what makes it different from soccer, though. It's different.
It's different.
So he invites Go-young to do a game with him.
Yeah.
Go-young has
expressed that he does not like sports.
Yes, but he has accepted. He is going to be the goalie for this game, and he gets hit in the face with a ball immediately.
Brilliant.
Amazing. Very funny. Then as he's like recovering the end of the game, he's checking out his wound. He's got a bruise. He looks over and yoonsu is like, has taken off his sweaty shirt and put on his like jacket to zip up.
Body T, brick body. It's not like, you know, 0% body fat.
No, it is 0% body fat.
It is 0% body fat?
Oh,
it feels more like
it is lean.
Real
it is
person.
all lean muscle.
Is it lean? But he's so thick.
No, he's not.
I feel like he's like, but I guess just compared to you, because I'm thinking of the image when he hugs him from behind, like at the end of the episode.
Oh yeah.
He literally is like.
Well,
this.
Go-young,
but I think Go-young
is just like skinny, mini, itty bitty, teeny, weeny, yellow polka dot bikini bitch.
Yes. He's so tan.
He's gorgeous.
His back is brick solid.
It is a Dorito.
It's a full Dorito, and then it's like got canyon.
And you can like, and I'm not even like a back muscles person. It doesn't. I can look at it and be like, wow, that's
a back.
Impressive.
Yeah.
But it does not do anything for me. This back, I was
this
like,
back,
woo, get me on mine. So anyway, he has a tattoo of a tree.
He has a tree tattoo.
And Go-young has become infatuated. Honestly, Go-young has just fully decided that he is like the mystery man of the hour, and he is like constantly. He's writing more than ever.
He's like, I cannot get him out of my
creating
mind.
worlds of what yoonsu is like outside of their interactions together.
Yes.
Because he's so private that it could be anything.
At this point, Go-young is a little fed up because it's like, all we do is eat at these boring places. My friends are making fun of me because it seems boring.
Yeah.
So he's like, let's go out. And he was like, it's Halloween. I want to do something fun.
Yeah.
Let's do something that I want to do.
Because they always go to like these tiny hole in the wall.
Yes.
Not like romantic. Obviously not romantic, right? They're not dates.
They're not dates.
But they're just like really good traditional food from different regions of the country. So they go out to this like party. They're drinking. yoonsu is visibly uncomfortable.
And he's like,
he makes a comment that they're celebrating like barbarism. This is when I was like, oh, what's
right?
We don't know these characters.
Yeah,
we don't know
him.
We don't know him.
So, and I was like, is he saying that because of like people drinking and partying? Is it the ritual of Halloween?
I think it was the ritual of Halloween specifically. Right? Because they drink soju. We know they drink soju. Mm-hmm. He says he drinks beer, but it makes him pee a lot. So it's not that he
doesn't go
thinks
out.
drinking is bad.
Yeah, he plays futsal. So
Right.
like all of those guys, like they went out to drink.
They asked
after.
him to go out. Yeah. So I think it is like the event of
Halloween.
Halloween itself. But this is when I was like, then I was like, oh, we're gonna find out he's really religious. Like this is where I thought it was going.
Okay.
Because I thought they were gonna like tie it into his
Yes,
mom's
the
like kind of
mom.
fake religiosity.
Yeah. But Goyoung was like, I'm literally just trying. This is just fun. It doesn't mean anything. It's just trying out to be fun.
Yeah.
And basically, Goyoung is like, well, if you're not having fun, then let's just stop. Let's just stop doing this.
Right.
Goyoung leaves him at this party.
This is so funny.
This is so funny. And he is storming out. And you just see from behind, Yoonsu is chasing him, wants to run up to him, but Goyoung sees that he's chasing him, so he starts running away.
It's so
and
goofy.
It's just these two guys running on this crowded street.
When everyone in costumes.
Everyone is like, what's going on? Like,
It's
they're
very
the
funny.
weird ones.
Yes.
The two people not in costume chasing each other
Yes.
are the weird ones.
Yes. It's very funny.
That's the absurdity.
That's the absurdity of,
and there's no like. I don't think they do a lot of like good scoring of like boop 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 boop.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was one here. It was just the sounds of them running.
Yeah, it was very funny. But it doesn't ever feel like, and obviously, I don't think like this is the end couple, right?
Yeah. We know it's 3.
We know
so
it's
this is
3
the second
couples,
one.
so this is the second one. So I like, is this the clue of like, oh, this is who he is? Like, if you take
Yes.
him out of his comfort zone, he does not
do
well.
Yeah, and
And
isolates Goyoung even more.
correct. So,
But they go drink.
They go drink. They get some food.
It seems like it's resolved. It seems like maybe
He
they
kind of like apologizes. Yeah. And then that's it. He finds out that he's in his job. He's the editor for a philosophy book publisher. And that's why he goes to this class, because he's like freelance now, basically. That's how long it's been. We're just now finding out his job. Like this man, when we say mystery man, full mystery. We know
Yes.
his name and that he plays futsal. And that's all we know.
and that Goyoung knows that like he has 2 tattoos and one of them is
Right.
looks like that,
The tattoo on the back is the tree of life.
which is like his personal
my
like study. He's like it's his own.
Here we go. This is the whole. It's so philosophy woo woo. This is
You're
like
not a philosophy woo woo, or you don't. Does philosophy just like fly over your head? It doesn't stick with you.
if I really was like I could get into this, I'm sure I could read one and it would really affect me. But I think I missed becoming that genre of
Yeah.
guy, which is a genre of guy
Of men,
of the
for
like.
sure.
My brother-in-law was this for a while.
Oh yeah.
You were that a little while with your Tao of Pooh, Tay of Piglet.
Yeah, but that was like Yeah, I guess that's philosophy.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's
Yes.
like it's what we make fun of in Timothy Chalamet's character in Lady Bird.
Lady Bird, yes.
Like it's that guy who's like, oh,
I just
I'm
know
like-
I just know how the world
anyway,
works.
here's Wonderwall. Like it's that guy. This is just the Korean version, and he
Yeah.
seems really smart.
Yes, he's like actually yeah.
But it's so funny. The amount of times the word universe is in this
I
episode
know.
is so funny. And I do think it's done really well because there is a bit of it that is like a little silly.
Yes, but it's also connecting to Goyoung's whole thing so far, which has been like, I am a speck. I am
Right.
lonely.
Yes. And in the end, when he has the line, he says later when they finally fuck, he says, I like the universe that is you.
Yes.
It like is powerful because
Yeah.
you know how much the universe he holds as like this concept and
As an
idea that he
entity.
like
Yeah.
holds up really whatever.
Yeah.
That like when he says that Goyoung is also his universe, it's like, oh, I know how much you mean when you say that because that means so much to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
He says, you are my universe. And I just want to.
Go ahead, Army.
Well, I'm a Coldplay fan.
What are Coldplay fans called?
Brr.
Polar bears.
Yeah, polar bears.
Polar bears, put your paws up. So they finally
They
hook
kiss.
up.
So he like basically finally admits that he is attracted to him. That this is like, I've been attracted to you
They
this entire
kiss.
time.
They
kiss.
hook up. He also shares that like he's known that they were going to sleep together from the moment that he saw
him.
Go Young,
Yeah.
and that he's known from the beginning that Go Young liked him.
Yep.
Which that's clear. That was
Yeah.
clear.
Well, that's the thing. Go Young was like, when did you know that I was gay?
Yeah.
Diva.
Please
Please
be serious.
Queen.
Queen.
Queen. Oh, Queen.
Go Young's in love,
Yeah.
and he goes.
He sits with his mom again.
He sits with
writes.
his mom again, and then he leaves
But
so they
he's
can
like-
go back
Yeah.
to hang
Not
out with his
interested.
boyfriend.
Yep.
And they're so domestic,
Yeah.
and it's very sweet. And then he sucks his finger, and I was like, "Hello, hello." And then they dance together to some old like 1987 K-pop.
Yeah.
Before K-pop was like a genre.
Yes, he was like, yeah, this was her
One.
this was her one flop, basically.
Yeah. Also feels like correct for that genre of guy to be like, I have vinyls of the songs
I have
that
vinyls
weren't
of the songs
popular.
that weren't popular by
This
the most
is
popular.
so
Yeah,
this is
Wonderwall.
this genre of guy.
Yes, yeah. It's like
and-
Ken at the campfire scene.
Yes, in the Barbie movie. Yes,
Yes.
correct. And they dance,
And they dance the night away and it fades out.
and it fades out, and it's incredibly sweet.
Yeah.
And it feels like on Go Young's trajectory, right? He has that really earnest monologue in that first set of episodes where
Of
he's
like, I never thought I could have
I don't
happiness.
think I can have love.
Yeah.
To him, even though, right, there's warning signs that this might not be the one, that
best.
they might not end up being compatible.
Right.
But in this beautiful honeymoon phase, like, look how sweet they are.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
like, oh,
This is his second relationship now, and I think it's supposed to be like he's older, like significantly older.
I was assuming he was like
Late.
25
Was he
to
older
27.
than Namgyu? Is that his name? Namgyu.
Who?
Is yoonsu older than
Oh,
Namgyu?
yoonsu. No, I think yoonsu feels younger.
Yeah, I think so. I think Namgyu was like supposed to be mid-30s.
Yeah, I think he was supposed to be older too.
So Hyung.
Hyungnim.
Which, listen, if I was a Go Young, if I was bored and this was my lot in life to be like Go Young, exactly like Go Young, I think I would fall for like a man. Now that I know about his dad and like growing up without one and being surrounded by matchmaking all of his life, that it's clicking, like the type of guys that he wants to have a relationship with, as opposed to like the guys he'll just make out.
But
with at the
also
bar.
like the idea, he has this fear. Part of the reason that he has this like fear of relationships, or like has this fear of like, do I
deeper.
deserve this of any kind
yeah,
or whatever?
Totally, yeah.
Is that his interaction? What he sees most is a transactional whatever.
To a relationship,
Right.
Yeah,
He didn't have like a healthy, he didn't watch like his mom and dad like be a healthy partnership all his life.
yeah.
And
And
then
he watched his mom
and then he watched
make a
his mom
business
make
out of it.
business out of it. Yeah. So it would be a very weird way that you have to recontextualize relationships in your brain
Yeah.
moving forward as an adult. So I can understand the problem. Okay, I already said mine is the mom.
Yeah.
My MVP.
I mean, I'll give it to Youngsu. He's just so damn fine.
He's so damn fine.
And
he
it's-
plays it so
He plays
well.
it so well because it's not even about that at all. Like there is an aura about him. Like he's so sexy, but like from like, if you were just looking at a picture, it's like he's wearing like a frumpy jacket. Like he's not dressing nicely. And he's kind of just like slump. But then you like, it's like sleeper build. like all of a sudden when he changed out of his his futsal uniform, it was like, oh, body tea.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Man.
That's crazy. That was crazy.
Man.
And then they just like held each other, and he has that moment when they're like, when they pull away from that scene where he says like, my body fit in the space next to his like perfectly. And it's, I mean, like, this is what he's been looking for. It's just like something that feels
completing,
correct.
that can complete him. Mm-hmm. So I'm not, the girlies are telling us like episodes 5 and 6. That's the,
that's the one?
Someone on our Discord said like, I just got to 5 and 6.
Goes downhill.
And divas, stock up on your tissues.
Okay. I mean, I do really like,
I love the pacing of it. It like,
this is not a melodrama.
no.
And I really like, obviously so many, even like Itse, I would say to some extent was a melodrama.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But this is so walking this line of like,
Yeah.
real, like it's not too off the deep end that it still feels like grounded in reality.
It's funny enough that I would tell people it's like, it's a funny show.
I don't know if I'd tell them that. I'd wait to watch the whole thing to see if I would say that. Because I think
this happened when The Farewell came out, and I told my mom like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be it's a comedy."
Well, it's Awkwafina. It's comedy.
It's Awkwafina. It's comedy. It is a comedy. It was under musical comedy at the Golden Globes, which famously that's what determines what a movie is.
Yes. Our greatest body, the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, our greatest institution. And all of our other institutions can go, but the Hollywood Foreign Press Association must stay intact.
And I took my mom to watch The Farewell, and she was so mad at me afterwards.
Yeah, it's incredibly sad. And it actually ends happily.
Yeah.
But it's still incredibly sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a show that I would actually want my mom to watch.
You want to talk about a movie that's a drama? Minari, bitch.
Oh, God.
Oof. That was good.
That was good. All right. Well, we're sat. Let's see how the shoe drops.
We continue to be sat.
In episode 4.
She's definitely dying. She's definitely dying.
Episode. Okay. You want to call it?
She's 100% dying.
She's croaking in episode 4.
Croaking it. The mom is croaking. She's kicking the damn bucket next episode. I'm prepared.
Jesus
I'm mentally
will
prepared.
Take the wheel.
This is really fun to watch this week to week, though.
I know.
I like being able to like sit with it.
Me too.
I think this is a show, and I feel
bad that they felt like they had to or drop all of it.
And I understand why people enjoy that, but I think some shows are better rewarded by sitting with something
and like being
because I also
anticipating and like being excited.
I also think too, like,
yeah, I just can't.
I wonder if there's like, if it does get really dramatic in the last few episodes, it will feel good to have a break between episodes. Because
when this diva croaks, I know I will need a break.
Yeah. Probably.
I'm not that invested in her.
I mean, I love this performance.
Yes.
I love this performance. Just women. My God.
Women.
Discovering voices, building worlds. The Ampliverse.